Hi, this is Erica of Simply Craft and welcome to another of Demo Plus Demos. And today I'm going to show you how to make a tag with some of the texture techniques and also using up all your scrap pieces of paper. So we'll start off with the tag itself. I've die cut this one. Obviously you can buy ready-made tags. So the first thing I need to do is, using the Deco Art Media crackle paste, just smudge. That's a bit of a technical term. Just sort of scrape some onto the surface. Now you don't want it perfect. The whole point is it's not perfect. So you've got thick bits and you've got thin bits. And obviously we're not going to wait for that to dry because I've got one done already. So if I just wipe down the surface, so that's it done. You can't speed this up. You do need to wait for it to dry naturally, and you'll have to give it at least a couple of hours. You'll know when it's done because you will get that crackle finish. So I'll put that to one side. So this is our finished one. You can see it's a little bit curled. I quite like that it's not perfect. It adds to the effect. But if you were to use a hardboard or chipboard tag, you wouldn't have it curl up. So, you know, it's up to you. But obviously this one could be stuck onto a card to make it more lightweight. Anyway, so the next stage is to get some colour down. I'm going to be using the papers from Sweet Peppermint collection, and you can see the lovely colours that are in these, and there's a little bit of an aqua colour. It's easier to see on the back of, let me find it, missed it, on the back of there. So as you can see, my tag isn't quite the right colour, so I'm going to use a green spritz, and that's a Lindy Stamp Gang Starburst spray, and the one is called Mad Hatter Mint. It's got mica in it, so really, really important. You give it a good mix. Also, I've got some bits and pieces that I want to use on the tag, all my little scrap papers, but what I want to do is put them out of the way so I don't put spray all over them, because I know what I'm like. So I'll just take the piece of towel and just put that over there, and then always making sure all that mica is up into the liquid and not settling. If you leave it to settle and the spritzer tube gets blocked up with the mica, and then you won't get a very good spray. So I'm just gonna do it quite close hand and then just let it drip down, so you can see. And then if I want to fill any areas, I'll just use my fingers. Save me having to spritz it out again. So there we go, and I'll quickly dry that for you. So there we go, that's our tag finished, and there's a little bit of shimmer on there now because of the mica in the spray. So we're ready to start auditioning our pieces. And oops, wipe that a bit away. I am messy. Okay, so I've got some scraps here that I was thinking of using, and I've got one page of the little kind of, I don't know what you call them, little icons that are in the book. So I think I really love this one. So I have used this one before, but you've got so many in the book, you can make this quite a few times. And you can see within that one page I've got hundreds of potential tags. Right, so I'm going to put that there, but I want a little frame on it. So I'm going to cut a little border, and of course this one is not going to be the right colour, So I'm just going to spritz this and make that the right colour. So call back my bits of, whoops, I'll do it downwards so I make less mess. There we go. And just dry that off. I love watching the mica. Okay, so job done. So now I've got a matching background. Oh, it's a bit hot. And so that would go on somewhere like that. Then I'm thinking along the lines of putting a flower that matches the colour that's in there. So we've introduced the red. Then I was thinking the swirls, but using that as a backing. So then I obviously want to separate this from the background, so I could introduce that to there, sort of break it up a bit, and then maybe even having that one underneath there. So, but I think I will colour this one in the green to match the colour so it's not so stark. And then I've got some other little scraps here. Christmas is in the heart. Maybe have that somewhere like that. Do I need something there? No, I quite like the fact that the crackle shows through. Right, okay. So in my mind, I know where we're going. So I'd like to leave that one white to stand out, and I'll leave that one white, but I want to turn this one the green so it just matches a little bit more. Now, I found out that the Distress ink, Cracked Pistachio, is perfect for these colour blends. So I'm just going to pick up some of the ink and just go in and colour this in. I mean, the lovely thing about this project is I am literally using all the scraps I had left over from another project. So these sort of kind of, you're not spending hours at the die cutting machine first, you're just picking up all the bits and leftovers, you know, all the little strips of card left over, and just using whatever you have. So that's coloured in now, and I'm going to put that there. So I might as well just start gluing things down. I'm going to use my glossy accents for the things I want flat, and then I'm going to use 3D tape for the other things, such as that, and maybe the tag. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I wanted to put this underneath though, didn't I? So let's do that first. Or a little tip is, I've lost the lid of this one, but I started putting blue tack on the top, and I found actually I can use it better, so it might actually be a saving. I suppose because the air doesn't get to it, because the blue tack completely covers it. So there we go, just put a little bit of glossy accents because you don't want it seeping out. So if we put that one there, and then put that on top of it, because I just want some poking out from that side. Bearing in mind where the bits are going to stick on the card and which bits are overlapping. So I think this is all going to be on the card. Okay, messy business now. And I'll take it further in because that bit's not going to show anyway. I just want that bit peeping out. And then I'll have that bit over there. Just quickly get some glue on it. But I mean, these are quite random things, you know, you just play with what you think. So I'm just going to put that on there for a minute because I'm going to stick these two together. Well, actually, I might as well just use this. Use what you've got handy, isn't it? So I'll stick that one on. That's onto that. I quite like that patchiness that you get from the spray. Gives it a vintage look. then I want to stick that one on with 3D pads, just because that's uneven in the middle there, and I also want to raise this up from the surface. Right, and I'm not going to put it in straight. I think I'll put it in at an angle, quite like doing that. And then that goes on there. Whoop. Big blob of glossy accents for this because it's so uneven on the surface. There we go. So we'll put that there. Oh, just to show you, I don't know if I did, these are the Prima flowers. You actually get 9 in a pack, so I've done quite a lot of different projects. When I'm quite sparing with them, I only use 1, so I think they're worth having. Then where am I going to put this, or is that too much? Well, I quite like that there, but underneath. But we'll put it on some sticky pad. And there's 1 and 2. So here we go. Oh, not upside down. So we'll tuck that in there. Oh, down a little bit. I would like it to kind of be poking out. Just a little bit of shuffling to get it in, and finish it off with a bit of ribbon. Lucky I just found this piece, it's just the right minty colour. And just tie it off, and job done. So that's another tag. You can see it doesn't take too long, and you're creating something really quite different to anything else you'd be able to buy. It'd be a lovely tag if you had a nice sort of posh present to wrap, but also they look great on cards. So I'm just going to show you a few other examples. So this is another one I created, and you can say, oh, see, it's very similar. We've got the same background, but on this one I've got a little extra tag down here. So it just depends what sort of scraps you've got left over. On this one I've picked out the pink colour. There's only a little bit of it, but I've just picked that out. Also on this one I've splattered it with some white paint to make some sort of snow, and I've also put some paint on the flower itself to make it look like it's all frosty. Then on this one I've actually put it onto a card, so you can see that tag can make quite, well, this is an 8-inch card, so you can see how the tag can be put onto a large card. There's another one of the things from the sheet. And just again, all my scraps like that down the side, just so you can use all your scraps up. So it's really good for that process. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for watching.